have a 1073 preamp clone or whatnot in your studio, and all you have is an interface with its built-in preamps or whatever, get this thing. If you can get this thing right now while it's on sale, get this thing. You will be able to get some really good sounding vocals through this thing. On top of that, you can distort some bass, distort some guitars, throw a drum machine through it, whatever. You can do all sorts of stuff. You can get subtle color to straight up fuzz distortion, and you also have a crazy awesome EQ section here. So you really just can shape things. It's an amazing product. That's all I'm going to say about that. But today I am doing a comparison with the JHS Colour Box, my AML Neve clone. They are both cloning the same thing. The JHS does it a little different because of the sweepable frequencies, where the frequencies on the AML are stepped. Anyway, you can run this also into guitar pedals and stuff like that if you want to, like I do for vocals and stuff like that. So amazing. So anyway, I did a little test, and I put my Shure SM7b, which is a hard mic to gain up without getting noise and stuff like that. But I put it through this Radial box, which is a splitter. And that way you'll be comparing the same take. There's not going to be two separate takes for the, one comparison. So I did one without the EQ section, and then I did another take with the EQ section. I tried to get something similar going on with both of them. Now, the first test I did, I had the JHS on the low mode and gained I had the output level louder. And I will say for my box, when that output level is louder, you get a higher noise floor. So on the second round, when I did the EQ, I actually put it in the high mode and had the step on 5 and was able to have my output lower, so therefore I had less white noise. Now, I don't know if it's just mine. If anybody out there has similar experience with this, where the higher the output, the more white noise you get, let me know. I did reach out to JHS, and I'm just still going back and forth with them right now to find out, whatever. But anyway, that's just my findings. So blah blah blah, that's all I gotta say about it. I'm gonna do the test, or show you the test now. All right, so we're in here in Pro Tools. The blue is the AML, and the purplish pink is the JHS, and this is the one without EQ. All right, and we're just gonna listen to them in the context of the mix, because that's all that freaking matters. All right, and I have 1176 and LA2A on both of them. Same exact settings, everything's the same, nothing different. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just listen to the AML first, and then the JHS, and then I'm gonna cut them up so they can kind of, be back to back or something like that. All right, here we go. Status is all we are. I don't know your name. I won't care too much if I die in vain. The only one. All right, now the JHS. Status is all we are. I don't know your name. I won't care too much if I die in vain. So they're pretty close. You know, the AML definitely is a little smoother to my ears. So let's see. Let's do something like that. Status is all we are. I don't know your name. Status is all we are. I don't know your name. All right, so let me just get just one line. All right, we'll do the same. This line right here. And start with the AML, and then I'll just keep alternating them. Status is all we are. 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 So it's the next day. I was editing the footage, and I noticed that the differences were too big between the JHS and the AML when using the EQ. So I went through the manual for the JHS, because the one thing that's a con is you don't know exactly what frequency you're adjusting other than the center. So when it's up the center, you know that the bass starts at 120, I believe, mid is at 1K, and treble is at 10. I think that's what it is. And so, you know, I'm just moving it around to try to find the similar frequency that I'm using on the AML, which is marked on the AML. So it makes it really hard, especially because you're trying to EQ yourself while you're singing, and you have to do this back and forth thing. Anyway, so I tried it again because it was just too different. And with the AMLs or any Neve clone that's really close to a 1073, you'll know a little goes a long way with the EQ on these things, especially that 12K boost. You can just notch it a little bit up, and it's like already a lot of air there. So if you go too much, you'll know it quickly. So anyway, I was just trying to do that. Hey, so that's what I tried to dial it in. So this is what it should be. Let me make sure this is in focus. Yeah, that's still in focus. So this is the new setup for this. And anyway, yeah, and you'll notice that in Pro Tools that my line right here isn't nearly as hairy as it was in the first one, with the gain on low and the output up. So it's got me scratching my head. Anyway, it is what it is. If anybody has the same experience with the JHS Colour Box, where the higher the output, the more noise, regardless of anything else, let me know. All right, so I feel like they're better matched now. I'm going to start with the AML, few lines, then I'll do the JHS for a few lines, and I'll go back and forth and so forth. And then I'm going to play them in solo with no music, all right? No effects. Maybe even take the compressors off and everything so we can hear it, what it was coming through the microphone. All right, here we go. AML. Status is all we are. I don't know your name. I won't care too much if I die JHS.
Status is all we are. I don't know your name. I won't care too much if I die in vain. The only one.
So now I'm going to go between these two lines. AML. I'm just going to switch while it's playing looped live, okay?
Status is all we are. I don't know your name. Status is all we are. I don't know your name. Status is all we are. I don't know your name. Status is all.
So I was switching them in between the actual notes to see if you could really hear it. Here and there you could, I think. Definitely there's more an openness more on the AML, and I feel like the JHS is slightly choked for some reason. I don't know what it is, but that's just what I'm hearing. Okay, so let's take the reverb and delay off. Now I'm just gonna do them in solo, okay?
Status is all we are. I don't know your name. Status is all we are. I don't know your name.
All right, and now let's just do one line back and forth between the two.
Status is all we are. Status is all we are. Status is all we are.
I mean, it's hard to tell the difference. I'm gonna take the plugins off, so we're just hearing the straight up how it came into Pro Tools, okay?
Status is all we are. Status is all we are. Status is all we are. Status is all we are.
So I'm glad I took the time to repeat this again, because if I would have put the video out the way I had it, it would have been a totally different result, and it could have steered people, I think, one way or the other. And so I'm glad I really did this, because I feel like, my opinion, that they are pretty close as far as tonal properties. I do think the AML is going to have a cleaner, rounder sound all around. It's a more robust unit, but it's also $900, I think, brand new, plus a 500 series rack to put it in, which I don't know how much they go for these days, but I remember when I was in the market for them, they used to be like 300 and up, depending on how many channels you needed and what kind of ins and outs you wanted on them. So yeah, you're looking at above, you're looking at like $1,200 to get started, as opposed to right now that the JHS is on sale for $330 and usually it's $450. The fact that you can run an instrument straight into it or a microphone, you have the ability to go right into a vocal chain of guitar pedals, makes it really awesome for people experimenting in a small studio or a big studio, whatever studio, you know what I mean? Like if you only have like a small interface and you don't have any outboard pre's or anything with character, you just have, you know, whatever, Focusrite, Audience, I don't know, any of the typical budget-friendly interfaces that just have a clean, somewhat clean preamp, then this to me is a no-brainer. Like you're going to be able to track bass through it and get fuzzy tones, stuff like that. You'll be able to put drum machines and synths through it, put your vocal on there, run it through delay pedals and all sorts of other guitar pedals you might have laying around, you know. So it's definitely something that's awesome for experimenting on the fly, instead of like, you know, you're in the computer messing around with plugins and all that stuff, which they're awesome and you can do a lot of stuff, like you can be really specific about things, but for me the fun is being in the moment with things and just twisting stuff while I'm singing or playing or whatever to morph sounds and just come up with stuff that I wouldn't come up with if I'm thinking about it looking at a screen, if that makes sense. I mean, to me, I want my music to be more visceral. I want it to have mistakes and edge and I don't want it to be perfect. You know what I mean? I just didn't grow up listening to perfect music. So nothing wrong with when things are perfect, but my taste is something that is on the edge of it could fall apart at any given time. That's what I like. So that's why this is awesome for me, because I can just like throw it up here, put a bunch of effects pedals behind it and just go. Anyway, I hope this helped anybody out there. If you know, if you're trying to level up a little bit in your home recording, or you want to experiment with your band live or whatever the case, I really have nothing bad to say about this unit at all. The only thing was for me was just the output. If this output goes past like 12, I start getting white noise, which I was a little concerned about, but as you can see, it's delivering for me. So, you know, it might just be the nature of the way this unit is, and it's being powered in a different way than clones that are in 500 series or rack units are being powered. So that could be a reason, who knows. But yeah, so subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell, come back, see me anytime. And yeah, I like to experiment with a bunch of stuff here: guitar pedals, synthesizers, drum machines, all sorts of effects. I throw in camera stuff here and there because I'm also a photographer and I do music videos and all that kind of stuff as well. So I'm into all that kind of stuff. Anything that has to do with music and art and all that. All right. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.